Welcome to a quick demo of a AI agent that I built specifically for speakers bureaus. I made up a fake bureau with a fake roster of speakers. Some of the speakers are real, some are made up. The name of the bureau is Talk of the Town Speakers Bureau, and I'm just going to start this agent off by saying hello to it. And as I say hello, you'll see immediately it kicks off a very specific workflow. The first thing it does in its workflow is it's actually going through the roster, which has been preloaded, but it's a standard CSV or Excel file that it reads from. And it's gone through and analyzed all the data. If I want, I can even click through and see the code it's run in the background, but we don't really need that. Now, what it does after that is presents a menu of options, everything from building a speaker briefing document generator to polishing content, marketing materials, client follow-ups, or even industry trends. I don't want to take up too much time in this quick demo here, so let's look at a few of the options. For fun, I'm going to choose option 5, which is trying to match a specific event with a certain theme to a speaker. So the first thing it does is it actually comes back to me and says, hey, we have 91 professional speakers. Now your roster might have 50 or 200 or 500 or 1,000 speakers in it. There might be other information like their fees or whether they're exclusive or not with your bureau. There's a lot that can be customized here, but in general, what it's going to do now is ask me some questions. So I'm going to say the format is, it's a conference about retail technology needing a keynote speaker. I'm just keeping my numbering the same. Retail, technology, AI, and business strategy. Doesn't even matter if I have some typos, so I'll figure it out. Audience details, I'm going to say there are about 450 executives and senior leaders. Event goals, let's say inspiration plus practical insights to gain productivity through technology. Again, the more information I were to provide here, and just for the sake of time keeping it short, the more information I were to provide, the better outcomes I'd get. I'll say it's in November 25, exact date is to be determined. So I'm answering its questions, pretty straightforward, back and forth, very conversational. And so what it's doing now is it's processing, it's running its algorithms and its models. It's going through that roster again. It's looking specifically for people, speakers in that roster who match some of these keywords. So you can see in the code that's running, it's even extrapolated AI to be artificial intelligence, innovation, digital transformation. I didn't give it those words, it extrapolated those. And based on that, it's gone and found a number of speakers. So we have founder of the MIT Media Lab, we have CEO of T Labs, etc. Then gives me a little bit of impact on why these speakers. Let's just see what happens if I suggest myself as a speaker, because I am in the roster. It's going to go through and look for me. And I'm curious because I actually haven't tried this scenario yet where I don't come up as a speaker. Okay, I feel relieved. I'm also an excellent choice for the conference, and I'm going to pick myself going forward here just because that way I'm not judging any one real or artificial person. So here's why, quote, I'm a perfect match. Again, I'm a bit of a goofball here putting myself in here, but it is fun. Former head of innovation for Mattel certainly does make it sound right. So would you like me to add Rami to the shortlist? Yes, please add Rami. Can you also prepare a date, check, and interest email to him? The budget for this event is 15,000 USD plus travel. So it's going to add me to the kind of that short list, but it's also go through and actually write an email that could get sent directly to me. Now, as a speaker, one of my sometimes frustration points is when I get a booking inquiry or speaking request that's very vague, that doesn't tell me a lot about the event. So here is one that is very specific. So it writes a draft. Dear Rami, hope this email finds you well. I'm reaching out on behalf of Talk of the Town Speakers Bureau regarding an exciting speaking opportunity. It gives me the event details, even says where it is, who the audience is, the format, tells me what the speaking fee is. Now, it has extrapolated this very detailed event overview. It's making some of this up, but it does say why you, the Bureau, might think I'm an interesting fit for it. And then it gives me concrete actions. First, could you please confirm preliminary interest and availability? Are there specific dates that would not work from your schedule? Now, that's a really clever question to put in that email. I didn't hard code that in. It's smart enough to figure out if the date is TBD, it makes sense to ask the speaker about their availability. And then are there recent presentation topics that make you ideal for this? Look forward to your response and the possibility having you share insights at the event. I did make up the tagline for this fake bureau where Algorithms Made Plaza, didn't make that up. And then it comes back and says, do you want me to make adjustments to this email? Do you want me to prepare similar emails to any of the other shortlisted speakers? Is there other information about the event to be included? Now, we could do more with this, but let's go back and just type in main menu here. It's going to take us right back to the start because I want to explore one or two of the other capabilities of this and then talk about how you might use this. This tool, by the way, is built entirely on top of Anthropic's Claude AI large language model. There is a cost to use it. I get nothing out of any bureau or anyone else using it. It's my tool of choice for my day-to-day AI needs. There's a number of reasons for it, but one of them is the ability to create these agents through projects with very little code. And this code I am happy to make available to anyone who wants to use it, where you could basically take this code, stick it into your system, and then customize it to your own needs. This same code would likely work very well with ChatGPT. It'd be a little bit different, but ChatGPT also supports this type of project-based agent on top of its platform. So let's have a little fun. Let's do an industry briefing, and let's stick with retail. It's going to now ask me if I want my team to be better educated about retail or about any other industry. Retail, tech, timeline. I'm interested in trends 3 to 5 years out. Consumer behavior changes with the advent of AI. Target audience. This is for our internal team to improve prospecting. And finally, preferred format. I'd say high level overview just for the sake of time. Okay, with any bullet points. So now what it's going to go do is going to go run research. Again, this is not just generic research about retail, but it is about consumer behavior in the AI industry, but it also is targeted towards a speaker's bureau's unique needs and, you know, the changes in the decision-making frameworks, community and social dimensions. You can see on the right, it's creating what we call an artifact. When this tool is creating long pieces of content, it creates an artifact. The nice thing about artifact is you can very, very simply download this entire thing as a file, and suddenly you've got a great trend briefing kind of on the spot. And my favorite thing about this one in particular is here are the opportunities for speakers and prospecting. Here are the things in the industry over the next 3 to 5 years that you as a bureau might want to go and target. So again, you press one button, you can download this document, you can publish it, you can use it internally, and you can refine it as needed. But for now, let's go back to the menu and try out one more option. I'm going to close off the artifact here. And every time we do that, it does go back to that same menu. Let's do some marketing material just for fun and see what that looks like. And I promise I'll stop after this last piece of the demo here. So which speaker I want to promote? I mean, I'm going to pick myself because it just makes sense to do that. Let's say we want to create LinkedIn posts and a beautiful looking one-pager about Rami. Marketing objectives, let's say general awareness based on his AI expertise and retail background. We'll say it's for corporate event planners. And any specific achievements, Rami won the Awesome AI Person of the Year award this year. I'm putting in something totally made up because yes, you can put real things in here, but it's just to kind of demonstrate that it will take input and interpret that input and use it effectively. So let's see what it comes up with here. First thing it's doing is going back to that roster and looking up my background, my areas of expertise, my bio, things like that. And immediately in this artifact, you can see as I scroll up, it creates, a spotlight on my expertise. It's already closed that artifact because it's made the next one. It's so fast, but let me go back to this first one here. Expertise spotlight, why RAMI, impact for event planners, featured presentations. Now it's taking some of the content I've done before and extrapolated it. It has got real clients. I will say every one of these clients I can confirm for myself is a company I've worked with. It can give speaking fee ranges. I don't have fees in that roster right now, but it's an easy thing you could do. It knows where I'm booking, where I'm traveling from. It knows my availability. Pretty neat in terms of how that works. If we look at the other artifact, what it's done is creating a series of kind of LinkedIn optimized posts complete with emojis. Now, of course, proudly presenting Rami Nassar, Awesome AI Person of the Year 2025. It's a goofy title for a made-up award that I certainly hope doesn't exist, but I wanted to show how it would take an accomplishment that it's asked for and use that to frame how it creates this content. Here's a second post about me. I should probably use some of these. Here's a third one about me in terms of that's more focused on value proposition. So as you can see, it is doing a lot of different things. When the one thing I guess I should say is to watch out for is it will make things up. And we should be really cautious. So for example, because I don't have testimonials in that roster, it's an easy thing to add, but I specifically didn't put it in. Look at this. It made up a testimonial. Not ideal. So garbage in, garbage out is a long-standing phrase in the world of computer science, and it's only more true in the world of AI. It is vital to think about having as much information and telling the tool where it can find this information in order to ensure you aren't making things up. So with that, it does come back and say that it comes back and says, do you want this in other formats? Do you want me to revise any of these? I could easily go and say for post 5, that's a made up testimonial. Can you use a real one I provide? And you'll see again, it's very logical here. It's going to come back and it's very simply going to say, I'm happy to replace it. Please give it to me. Please share the authentic testimonial as well as the name and organization of who gave it, and I'll update it with this genuine feedback about Rami. Awesome. The more information you put into that roster and into the project instructions, the better your outcomes will be. So I'm going to wrap this up here because it's going to get too long of a video, but all that said, you can see there's a whole bunch of other options we didn't talk about. The ability to generate an email to clients, the ability to do a follow-up email to clients. And I really love this one. I've played around with it. Even when the time comes, or if ever appropriate, being able to do presentation outlines or collaborate with your speakers to co-create presentation outlines or high-level briefings of a structure or format. If a speaker were to give you some high-level thought starters, you could very easily extrapolate those and give the client a better idea of what to expect from that speaker. There's so much you can do here, and the key of all of this is that there are structured, engineered prompts all in the code that I wrote behind the scenes that make this thing work. And there is the roster file, and actually there is also a brand document. I created a fake brand called Talk of the Town. There are colors and typography and fonts and layout specifications shown there. You could very easily input all of your own to show you what that looks like. Here is the code. You can see the brand style guide in here. You can see some of the technology features and core differentiators. This is an overview of this fake bureau. You would replace this with your own. This is an overview of the structure of the roster file. There is basically the speaker's name, tagline, 4 topics. I chose that at kind of at random in a condensed version of their bio. But again, you could add other columns. You could put a detailed bio. You could put their fee range. You could put their hometown or city that they travel from. The more intelligence you put in here, the better it gets. And then finally, this is the central nervous system of this whole tool. And I want to give you a quick peek at it. This is the code that powers everything. Some of it is written in plain English. Some of it is in code, typically JavaScript and HTML. But it is all engineered prompt language so that the system knows what to do and how to respond. So you can see here, this is the code it uses to parse the roster. Doesn't matter if you understand it. I just wanted to give a quick demo of it. So really excited to share this with you and look forward to anyone's feedback on how it works. And if you want a copy of the code, just let me know. Happy to share it with you. I think that this could be a wonderful tool for just about any bureau out there to use technology more effectively and spend more time with clients and more time with prospects and less time doing redundant or repetitive work. Cheers, everyone.